David Lassiter, we have finally arrived to the hills of Alabama. That may not normally what you would say. You know, Alabama not known for a mountainous state per se, but up here in Mount Olive, Lassiter Mountain Dragway, we are in the mountains of Alabama.
We sure are, northeast part of Alabama, and this is a great venue for our style of 60s drag racing.
It is, David. It's kind of small. It's back out in a beautiful, pristine setting. This drag strip, I understand, was graded off of the top of a mountain in approximately 1958, and they've been drag racing ever since. What a testament to a good old-fashioned drag strip, just perfect for Southeast Gassers Association.
And the racing's going to be hot, Mitch. We've got some tight points going on right now. You know, Steve Davis in the spinny car, winner of our last race in Lyons, Indiana. He vaults to the top of A gas. TJ York still right there at B gas with Joey Birch right on his Jerry Birch still right on his tail. And in C gas, you got Todd Oden, the man from Alabama right here. He's got a 5-point lead right now, and he's looking to build on that.
That he is. Super stock, that class continues to build. You know, new cars coming in. I think I've even seen a couple of new cars here. Even got old Hollywood in one of these super stock.
Yeah, the super stock category continues to grow, and I'm telling you, it's a testament that Hoosier Slick. I think that thing is built specifically, and it makes these cars so equal that it's an attraction to people coming into this sport.
Well, from what I seen in testing last night, the tread of the Hoosier Slick ain't going to be tested today. The sidewall is, because this was a biting racetrack. These cars, maybe unlike our last event in Lyons where it was so hot and greasy up there, these cars was having some spinning problems on the starting line. I do not think that's going to be the case here today, David.
I don't either, Mitch. It was great at testing last night. We've got some decent temperatures. It's not oppressively hot, so I look for the racetrack to be in a good temperature for our race cars to perform really well today.
David, you know, one other thing, we're standing here in front of the Southeast Gassers souvenir tent that Stephen Smith and his family so adequately, no, not adequately, so perfectionately run this thing. You know, people buying their souvenirs, taking those things home and spreading them around the inner cities of these local drag races.
They sure are. SoutheastGasserGear.com. You can find everything. You can see those Hot Wheels that have been made for Southeast Gassers.
Those are cool.
They are neat. And you know, Cheater Slick, Speed and Culture Magazine, Rod and Style. You can find everything you need right here, as well as all the hats and T-shirts.
You know, that you can, ladies and gentlemen. Yet once again, you know, Southeast Gassers Association and the souvenirs that Stephen Smith, and what was that one more time, David?
SoutheastGasserGear.com.
So ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining in. We look forward to seeing you on the other side of that TV. So here we go.
Superstar round number 1, again sponsored by Hoosier Racing.
class or super stock division. And there you see our Summit Championship point standings with Mark Hackett leading the way with that Mercury Poison right there on top.
Rick Varner picking up number 2, and there's that good-looking Mr. Mark Hackett himself, David. And here we are, Superstock round number 1, Mr. Dale Morton.
Dale Morton out of Dallas, North Carolina, going to take on the Ripley, Tennessee runner Brian Olds in that beautiful Barracuda he's got that he calls the Gold Dust 2.
Brian Olds just really having a little trouble getting that thing into stage, and looks to me like got a little too much brake pressure or something, but he never actually made it in, David. He didn't get in time to light come on, and Dale Morton just went ahead and
Dale Morton, my friend, that may not have been the sweetest win you've ever had, but it's a win nonetheless. So, there's a little bit of confusion on the starting line, but hey, old Lucille just rode through first.
She was leaking oil pretty bad out the oil pressure gauge under the dash. You look at my shoe and my leg down there, it was covered in oil, and it was blowing oil on my foot. And I said, man, I've been here long enough. I got to go. And I come on back down here, and I didn't have no idea. I thought I'd red lighted because I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
And I said, I sat there long enough. I said, well, it's time to go. And I let her loose. I think she ran a pretty good pass.
Irrelevant to that, like I said, he whirled out of the beams. They come on, your light was green, and everybody thought maybe you were just confused as to what was going on. But in fact, you was focusing on oil in the floorboard.
It was spraying all the way to the shifter boot, buddy.
Mitch stopped wanting to get away from that oil, I think, right there. But we got Dean Hall coming up in the Sledgehammer over there in the left-hand side out of Inman, South Carolina. And we got our 2019 champ, Robert Peffley, in that big 64 Belvedere, the 4-speed Stampede here in the right lane.
Robert Peffley got a new dress on that Belvedere this year, David. He ran that thing the first couple of years in some old paint from back in the day, but she's fresh and new now.
And speaking of fresh and new, that's what Dean Hall's going to have to do on his car, as he had some problems down track. Here we got Kyle Bowenkemper right here and Mark Hackett. And Mark Hackett saw what was happening with Dean Hall, decided he wanted to make a change right here. And I'm sorry, that is Ben Rivers, not Kyle Bowenkemper. Kyle Rivers in the Snake Doctor. And I tell you, that snake's not going to be enough to surpass that Mercury Poison in this round of racing. Mark Hackett with another round win right there. Zach Hall out of Leesville, South Carolina in the 66 Belvedere, the Brass Monkey. He's going to take on the Dirt Man, Rick Varner out of Kannapolis, North Carolina, in that beautiful Chevy that he's got in the right lane.
Rick just winning the first Chevrolet Superstock win and his first win at the past race, David, as you know. And on top of that, Rick is really pushing for to get the championship or the points lead also.
He really is.
Sitting number 2 right now.
You can hear that big block as it gets through the top end right there. And speaking of the big block, now here's a small car, Rick Cathcart in the Falcon Ventura that won up in Mooresville, South Carolina, North Carolina, the little 63. He's going to be taking on Houston Neese in that 2-bit racing Nova in the left lane.
Not sure what happened to Houston there, David, but they launched and kind of went to the center line and shut it down.
Just one more round down up here on the hill, in the hills of Alabama. Maybe get back to the way we was looking in Mooresville.
I hope so. Next round's tough, buddy.
You got one of them Chevrolets, do you?
Oh, yeah, that's a hoax on me. You know how that is. I think I can handle it, though.
And handle it, he may indeed. Now we got the mystery driver over here. We have found out that is none other than Hollywood Jeff Madden over there in the left lane in the Superstock this weekend. And Tommy Luther driving Rick Varner's car called the Grumpy in the right lane.
Tommy Luther getting a jump on Hollywood, David, and just dragging it right on through.
Yeah, good win right there for Tommy Luther. Moving on to Seagas, round number 1. Scott Performance Wires bringing you the presenting sponsor right here of Seagas, and a much tighter situation in our points as 2017 champ Todd Oden leading the way with Tennessee Charlie Lee Jr. right on his heels. There's a good picture of Todd Oden as he gets ready to get in his car. And there's Scott Wallace in the Indian Express here. He'll be in the left-hand lane. Wallace will be taking on, who will he be taking on in this round, Mitch?
Charlie Lee, the aforementioned Charlie Lee, sitting number 2 in the points and has been making waves in the Southeast Gassers with this being his first year of contention.
Listen to that Chevrolet inside the Ford body scream through the top end. Next up going to be Larry Noel out of Aiken, South Carolina, and that beautiful Crazy Horse. 55 Chevy this year, not the 56, as he has had before.
And two beautiful cars here, David. That Barracuda right there, Steve Bright, just absolutely perfect. Two excellent renditions.
That second round of qualifying for me turned out to be a disaster, so I was glad to get that first round win over Steve, and it was a good drag race.
Well, I was badly fooled. I thought you was looking pretty good this weekend.
I did good at first qualifying pass. The car acted right. We stepped on it a little harder. It didn't act very good, so we're just glad to get that one.
Well, you know, they only get tougher as you go.
Absolutely.
And here is Cynthia Phillips now, been making some great strides this year, already been to a final round here in the Flower Power. She's going to take on B.B. Brown, making his appearance in 2020 out of Dalton, Georgia in the Deputy Dog.
Both these cars spending a little bit of time on the starting line up here today, David. Nothing really going on. I'm not sure why they was taking so long to get staged. And then Cynthia, once old Deputy Dog gets in there, Cynthia, as you see, is still not pre-staged. And so she almost times out here, buddy. She come in lucky on that one.
Lucky indeed, but the horsepower of that Scott Duggan's car racing, and listen to it.
So I don't know if it's as good a run as it was in qualifying, but hey, that was a pretty impressive win.
Well, I don't think it's as good because I think I left too low for number one, and I think I shifted fourth too early. So we'll see when I get the time slip.
I'm going to bet Deputy Dog would argue.
Well, he might. We'll have to ask him.
Great job, Cynthia, getting better on those interviews. Here's Dana Casto right here out of West Virginia in the quick draw. This Falcon, they've been working real hard to get that out here in the Southeast Gas.
You know what's neat, David? I understand on Friday night testing, Dana's wife will drive this car some. I think she's been practicing trying to learn. I don't know if both of them plan on campaigning a car or what.
And George Miller in the right lane in that Falcon Crazy. Look at the wheels up for him and color him gone as he is blowing down the racetrack. That's Sam Jones horsepower underneath the hood making big strides.
You couldn't be more excited. We've been doing a lot of work on this car lately, and it's really starting to come around. So we're hoping to make some rounds this afternoon.
Any idea who you got next round?
I think we actually got to buy next round. So
well, isn't that a blessing?
that is a blessing. Blessing in disguise, maybe.
There's Tim Hall, the scalded dog rambler out of Abbeville, South Carolina, number one qualifier today. And he's going to take a bye here in first round. And we'll move right along to the 63 Ford Fairlane of the Youngblood, Josh Pruitt, taking on Kevin Shaw in the Odd Rod out of Lebanon, Tennessee in the left lane.
David, you know Josh may have won.
Josh Pruitt, my friend, it's
really
good to get to talk to you again. It seems like it's been a while.
It's been a very long time. It's been a rough season with this car. We just can't get on top of it. Every time we think we got something going, and we just take 3 steps back. But
Well, you just took one step forward, so let's see what happens next round.
that's a plus, 1 step at a time.
All right, 2019 championship car, the Stud Muffin in the right lane, going to take on Ernie Smith. This is Larry Floyd in the Stud Muffin, and Ernie Smith in that 4-door Paula's Nightmare.
Absolute lesson in RPM technology on the right side over here, David.
All right, there comes another wagon. Jimmy Huff in that 1964 Ford Falcon. He calls it the Hoopty wagon. He's going to be taking on Billy Wilson in the 49 Studebaker called Under New Management.
You know, David, he bought that car. Billy did, and he could not have come up with a better name when he left it as it originally was, but he put Under New Management. I thought that was just the coolest thing.
It really is, man. He's got his hands full with Jimmy Huff right here. Is that Hoopty wagon? Listen to it get down the top end. Great.
What a pleasure to talk to the Hoopty wagon down here, brother.
I hear you. I had no reverse. They had to push it back to stage it. I went through the rod came off, got no reverse.
Well, you don't need it once the green light comes.
No, once the green light come on, we took off. But like I said, they had to push it back. So I was waiting for
Well, apparently you had first through fourth.
Yep, had first through fourth, and that was fine.
All right, and there is the guy we talked about earlier, the 2017 champ Todd Oden in that 58 Delray that he calls the Double X.
Yeah, David, he should have had Jenny Moses, so making that a competition single.
And we'll move right on to B Gas in this abbreviated Speed and Culture magazine, immortalizing Americana. What a great magazine that's turning out to be. And TJ York already with 2 wins on the year, leading our points championship there. But Jerry Birch right on his heels, and Wayne Swafford not too far behind in 3rd place. There's a good shot of TJ York. And here we are with first round action. And speaking of Speed and Culture, there it is right there on the Busted Loose. Ray Fossil out of Dandridge, Tennessee. He's going to be taking on Michael Walters out of North Carolina.
Don't ask me to help you, David. I can't keep up with it, but
Michael Walters.
You know, those model Cudas may not be the most popular in the world, but they make a fine-looking drag car.
I'm partial to that Papa's Wild
Good to be talking to you again. It's been a while. Last week we had a little problem with the red eye, but
that was a little problem.
But yeah, we're doing good.
One of the greatest attitudes you'll find out here is Ray Fossil. A couple of great-looking, solid color cars right here. That is the Loose Cannon, driven by Kelvin Cannon out of Elizabethton, Tennessee, part of the Platt and Cannon racing team. And James Beard over there into Obsolete 2, and his dad, Dan.
James just absolutely taking control of this run from start to the finish, baby.
I just love to hear those speed traps.
That's just 1 win, or we got plans on maybe 3 or 4 more today?
We're going to plan on moving 3 or 4 more rounds for sure.
Well, round number 2, we'll be waiting on.
And no doubt, round number 2 is usually a telltale for me, too.
Great young man, James Beard. Just love him and his dad a lot. And just can't find so many great people in the Southeast Gas. There's another couple right here on the line. There's Mary Beth Haynes backing up her husband Daniel in the Patriot. He's going to take on the Roebuck, South Carolina racer Jerry Birch and the Freebird.
Jerry currently running second in the points, David. Him and TJ York just been kind of battling it out all year long.
Good drag race right here. Looks like the Freebird's got a little advantage.
That's right. We had a good one in Mooresville. I mean, it was within, 100th. So
I was just aggravating Cody. I said, I believe the Ford lost.
That's right. They normally do.
No comment from me on that one, but another Ford over there in the left-hand lane. That's Sean McLemore in the Foul Bird out of Clinton, Tennessee. Going to run another one of those Tennessee Volunteers here in Zach Hall out of Luntwood, Tennessee.
Zach and his dad switching over to a big block with fuel injection, mechanical fuel injection, David, and doing pretty well for him, to be honest.
It really has. Listen to this one. Good run right there.
Yeah, we've been making it through first round pretty much every round this year, pretty consistently. We got a new combination, smaller cubic inch big block, fuel injection, trying to take advantage of pretty much every break we can in the rule book, and it seems to be working pretty good so far. We're kind of an oddball combination, especially in B. We're the only big block in a field full of small block Fords and small block Chevys. But I want to thank my engine man, Travis Cox Racing Engines. He's been doing the machine work for us, and he's been thinking of a few different ideas and stuff. We've been kicking around a few ideas. We got some more stuff coming for 'em.
Sometimes you got to step out there on that shaky limb to find the fruit.
Yeah, we got a few more things coming for them. We've been top 10 qualifying. We'd like to be in the top 5 soon.
All right, continuing on in B Gas, there's Dan Hogan in the flat out of Atlanta, Georgia, and the Smoking Sam of Mike Blackwell, Campobella, South Carolina. He's been doing a great job getting that car dialed in, that car race engine under the hood for him. Mike Blackwell stretching it out from mid-track on.
Mike, old Smoking Sam, the two of you together make a pretty good couple, and it's glad to see you making a round.
Yes, it is good to make a round, yeah. I was losing confidence, honestly.
Well, just so you know, second round's usually a little tougher than first, and it will be waiting on you.
Yeah, okay. I'll be back.
All right, there's Rick Varner in his B-Gas car, the Dirt Man again out of Kannapolis, North Carolina, taking on the youngster. That is the rod slinger of Adam Lowhorn.
David, I tell you, for you fans watching this, try to catch this. He literally shifts into second gear while the front end is still in the air. Adam Lowhorn does in the rod slinger. It's the dopest thing. Just listen.
What a drag race to boot right there. What a great finish line camera shot. Troy Leitner in the 51 Henry J, the Shakin' Bacon, taking on Travis Owen out of Atlanta, Georgia in the Born to Boogie. I've always loved that paint job right there. It's just something about it makes it unique and different, and that 55 just screams Gasser to me.
You know, that is a cool old car, Born to Boogie. Pretty cool guy, too, he is. I enjoy talking with him, and when I get to do an interview with him, we have a lot of fun. I'd like to see him run better so I can do some more.
It looks like Troy Leitner's going to be taking that Tim Hall horsepower and screaming through the top end right here.
That was a convincing first round win. That even had David, the announcer, on the chip up here talking about what a quality win that was.
That was great. It's almost like it put somebody else in the driver's seat, you know?
Let me check. No, that's still Troy Leitner, I'm certain.
Love Troy Leitner and love this guy too, Art Copeland right here. He's going to be taking on Brian Dalton. Look at the burnout right there in that 41 Studebaker he calls the Kryptonite.
David got an in-car camera with Art in there on the intro there, and I'm telling you, buddy, it is just the coolest in-car view I've seen in a long time. It is neat.
If you want to meet some of the greatest racers around and human beings as well, Southeast Gassers is where you need to be. And there's Brian Dalton with that Huff horsepower, giving him all he wants.
After some sketchy qualifying runs earlier today, or test runs last night, I should say, that's a pretty convincing win.
Yeah, thank you. Been trying to work hard on this driving and harness this horsepower, so looks like that came out good. Let's see what happens on the next one.
I can't wait to see it. Round 2, we'll be waiting on you.
All right, thanks.
Oh, now here's a good one right here. Now Wayne Swafford of Full Power right here. He's been doing a great job in that 66 Chevy too. Going to take on the 51 Henry J of Gary Smith out of Leesville, South Carolina in the chicken bone. And Gary Smith trying to give him all he can, but by 60 feet, Wayne Swafford stretching it out.
Looks like Leroy is just still running quite well. Don't matter if it's in Alabama or if it's in Illinois.
Yeah, we had a little misfortune there in qualifying, a little bit of brain lock on the driver's behalf, but old car runs, Mitch.
I get a lot of that driver brain lock out of you. You must have an excellent race car.
I do. I honestly, I've got a good race car. I got to thank all my help. You know, without help, we can't do it, Mitch.
All right, a beautiful shot of the Black Betty right there. Going to be on a single, looks like right here, Mitch.
No, David, he has got none other than the old hot rod Atomic Hillbilly Chevy 2 over here in the right lane. And you know, those boys, they are just absolute hoot to hang out with.
Yeah, Todd Napier and the Atomic Hillbilly crew, they are a great bunch of guys.
One of the most animated race winners I have ever been around. As you'll see here, if he wins this in an interview with him, he has always got something.
The old Hillbilly is back in winner's circle. If it's round number 1, don't matter. It's still a win.
Yes, I'm trying to figure this thing out. It wants to spin, and spinning ain't winning. I'm doing what I can, Mitch. I'm just doing what I can, but I got one down, and I think I got Zach Hall next.
What happened to old Black Betty?
He got bam-blammed.
That is awesome right there. 17-year-old Colby Welch out of Warsaw, Illinois in the 65 Ranchero. Going to be taking on Jason Roberts out of Lexington, South Carolina in the Carolina Moon. Good matchup right here, but Colby Welch now been on fire here lately.
He has, David. Colby is he's usually quick on the tree, lightning fast car, and doing a good job of driving that car down the track. I've seen that thing get a little loose a time or two, and he just hangs her out.
No fear in that young man.
Oh, Purple Moonbeam is spreading some moon dust out there, I believe. That's round 1 out of the way.
Yeah, that is. I'm hoping to go a few more. I'm feeling pretty good, so.
You better do more than hope. This is a pretty tight field. You better make plans, brother.
I might start praying.
That works.
All right, there's the 79-year-old Danny Bird, the junkyard dog in that 62 Chevy 2. Going to be taking on a rather unique car, the 58 Morris Minor, driven by Scott Butler out of Clinton, Tennessee. Look at that car get up in the air.
excellent launch that car made. Hit the wheelie bar very hard.
A little bit of nervousness trying to get that helmet off. This car will make you nervous, but that kind of a round just adds to the nervousness, does it not, Scott?
Yes, sir. That is a feeling right there, especially against a legend. Danny Bird is a legend, and I'll tell you, the man is good. I don't know what happened, but I'll take it.
I can tell you what happened. You beat him to the finish line.
That's what happened.
And now T.J. York, he's going to be receiving a bye run right here in the first round. T.J., our number one qualifier.
T.J. York, I only got one question. Has these guys not figured out to not let you be number one qualifier? The last thing they want you to have is a bye run?
I know, but I kind of messed up. I missed fourth gear, believe it or not, on that pass. I was kind of turned the wick up to see really what it would go, and the shift light got on me there pretty quick, and I missed fourth gear.
You can't miss fourth gear out here in the Southeast Gassers as we move to Amsoil sponsored A-Gas right here. Look at these points. Steve Davis now has taken over a 5-point lead over the swamp monster of Allen Dalton.
Just one single round, David, as it stands right now. There he is. A little bit of a fuzzy picture for Steve Davis, but it's Steve nonetheless.
A lot of times Steve going down the racetrack, it's hard to get a clear shot of him. He's so quick. But facing Barry Lynn right here in the Little Red Wagon out of Greer, South Carolina.
Either of these two cars can win, David. Barry Lynn is kind of one of those sneak attacks. This car has the capability to just obliterate this 8-mile racetrack.
But I tell you what, he's giving Steve Davis all he wants. What a finish.
Old Blue Machine is just continuing its winning ways. Barry Lynn ain't no slouch.
No slouch at all. You never take that man. You got to be serious with him at all time. He's a great guy. I love him to death. But I don't even like racing with him because he scares me. But, hey, we actually got a good bite that time in first, and it pulled the daggone second. So I'm tickled. So whoever we race next, probably that one of those silver Corvettes, I'll be ready for him.
I have no doubt in my mind.
Speaking of silver Corvette, there's the swamp monster, also known as the frequent flyer. Alec Gauldin going to take on Dean Jonas in the Agent Orange. Jonas here in that beautiful 66 Chevy 2 in the right lane. 427 under the hood for him, 477 for Alec Gauldin. And I believe we got a little bit of a burn down here.
Absolute classic staging battle, burn down, whatever you want to call it, David. This is one of the things in drag racing when neither driver wants to give the other one a break. Each driver thinks that the other driver wants to stage last, so they're trying to take control and take that driver out of his element. This comes down to a point right here on who can stay the longest. And talk about building suspense to the race fans. Look at them, people around there applauding. They're wanting to see this drag race go down, and the longer it holds, the more this takes place. Who's going to finally give and push this thing in? Wayne Stott back there in the back, everybody clapping. This right here builds drag racing suspense, David. I tell you, this is fixing to go down, and when it does, look at the crowd. There we go. They're liking this kind of a thing because it just breaks the monotony of a drag race, and it tells you these two guys are serious about winning.
Dean Jonas definitely trying to do everything he can to throw Allen Gauldin off his game, and Allen Gauldin saying, hey, I'm going to go in last. It's mono and mono right here. Whose car is going to be heated up? And you know, if it gets
Allen only 5 points down from the points leader, as we were just looking a minute ago, David, and he cannot afford to lose. Dean, not so much in the championship points hunt as Allen is. This is just absolute interesting. It is to me. I don't know about the fans at home, but buddy, they're going to have to go in here just any minute. These cars are starting to heat, and they're also consuming fuel.
Yes, and that was my question to you, Mitch, as a former racer. When does fuel become a factor here?
About right now, David. I'm going to tell you, they cannot take this any longer. Wayne Stott is going to back them out if that's what need be and make them come back in. Here they go. They're going to come back in and stage again. Wayne Stott, the founder of the Southeast Gasser Association, saying, long enough, guys, you got to redo this. Somebody's got to go. Fuel is a problem. Cars beginning to overheat. Let's see if this right here will not force the hand of one of these two drivers.
Something's got to give here. Like we said, mono and mono right here on the line. These guys are friends off, but when you you get to that water box, all of the gloves are off.
They are, David, and they just have to go in. That's all you can do. They are pre-staged. Let's see who's going to take the bait and go in. And one of them's finally going to say, okay, I can beat you no matter what. Who's it going to be? Look like Alan Galden going in
goes
first.
in deep.
And deep.
Clean and green.
Man, I wasn't going down that round. I was going to fight for everything we had. And I know he's fast. You can't take him lightly. And I figured if I could beat him off the starting line, we'd have a chance to win that round. And I had to stage because I knew I was about to run out of gas. It didn't have much more gas in it, so I had to stage. But that was a good round. It got slippery down there, and I almost crossed the center line, but we guarded it back up and got the win, brother.
Hey, look, from my point, you just caught him in the lights, but maybe you caught him sooner. But from way down yonder where I was looking, I was seeing three sides of one Corvette.
They're too close.
Couldn't ask for a better one right there. Two second-generation drivers right here. The well-known Rob Walden driving a replica of his father's car, the 33 Anglia of Lamar Walden, with the 403 under the 409 under the hood.
David, you're starting to do like me. Can't think of these drivers'
I get
names.
so excited. I get so excited. What a beautiful car. If you guys Google that up, you can see the exact replica right there. Ben Christopher, a new car for him, shaking it down. He's a second-generation driver as well.
Good drag race up to this point. Good close lead.
Ben Christopher.
No, we don't get to talk often, but it's always a pleasure when we get to. That was pretty impressive. That was a stout-looking run.
It's doing a lot better than Angler, that's for sure, isn't it?
You tell me.
It's driving a lot better, that's for sure.
And you just happened to take out one of the most famous cars here, Rob Walden's old 33 Willys. I don't know if you gained any fans on that one or not.
Probably not. He's a good guy, so I always enjoyed, running him. He's a good guy.
And speaking of a couple of more right here, there's our 2019 champ, Kenneth Phillips, in that 58 Corvette, the Silver Streak. And here is Sam Gable in a car that has Lamar Walden horsepower in it. The 56 Chevy, the Moonshot out of Atlanta, Georgia. Village Garage and Custom, that's Travis Owens' shop right there on the side. He's got a monumental task to knock out the world champ right here.
When you got Kenneth Phillips in the other lane, you have a monumental task.
Kenneth, as you just said, this baby moving, it sounds like it's moving. I got the best shot in the house down here.
Boy, it feels good, and it does take everything to make the car run. We have finally got the chassis working. Never have had it working, and it's working now, and it's going.
I'm going to say that old Sam going yonder has a good testament to just exactly how bad that run was.
It was good.
And there is Todd Oakley in the 57 wagon, the double down. He's going to be taking on another 66 Nova right there. That's the slingshot of Todd Blackwell.
This is one of the hometown track for Todd Oakley. You know he's wanting to win, but it's not going to be this one, David.
Todd Blackwell in the race of Todd's, buddy. You came out on top pretty convincingly.
Yeah, thank you much. Yeah. Hopefully we can do a couple more rounds like this. It's going to be tough tonight. Them A-gas is stacked on top of each other, the numbers are.
You ain't just joking, and they've been screaming, yours included. Second round's going to be a doozy.
It is.
All right, another pair right here. Leslie Horn in a chick magnet here on your screen on the left side, in the right lane. In the left lane, your screen's right. That's going to be a 56 Chevy driven by none other than Justin Moses out of Bryceland, Georgia.
Justin's wife, Jenny, standing on the backside over there after lining him up, waiting to see what happens. Let's see.
In the battle of these 55s and 56, you came out on top, but I got to tell you, he was on you, boy.
He was on me. He was on me. I eat the rev limiter up there. He was on me, though. Boy, I was like, oh, Lord, I know I didn't do that. He's going to drive around me. But anyway, Justin, all these boys is getting so fast out here. It's unreal. The top 10 cars, it's unreal.
Just talking to Todd Blackwell, round 2 is going to be one for the record book.
We talking about just hundreds between them.
Look at the sportsmanship right there.
JT, you might have come out on the loser, but dadgum, buddy, that had to be a good drag race.
It was a pretty good race. I had him off the tree, and like I said, he just got that big Fulton power kind of come around me there.
Well, he had apparently just enough. It had to be close in a trap.
See, it was about a fender out there, so.
I had to talk to you about it. That had to be one of them good ones where you're out there at the finish line and saying like, come on, baby, come on, baby.
Come on, yeah, I was pushing it through the wood.
I came from the mud.
Make sure you check out the remaining schedule at Southeast Gassers and come out and check us out very soon. We're going to give our thanks to Summit, Scott's Performance Wire. Also, letting you know the way to heaven is through our Christ.
Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.